Well, welcome to the show, everybody. As some of you may have heard, my mom, Martha Kostyra, Big Martha as we call her, sadly passed away on last Friday. Some of my family are here, a whole section. Welcome, children. Welcome, brother Frank. It's really nice to have you here. And Mom would have been so surprised because she was such a modest lady at the people's response. There have been so many thousands of nice comments in the New York Times today. There's a beautiful little mention of Mom from Mount Sinai Hospital, where we have just opened the Martha Stewart Center for Living in honor of my mother. On behalf of all my family, I just want to thank all of you who placed kind thoughts and messages on my blog. We were so overwhelmed all weekend with your responses, and I believe the blog has been viewed by over 200,000 people. We've received literally thousands of comments, so many, in fact, that we have not had the opportunity to put them all on the blog page yet, but we are reading them all, and they are being posted as quickly as we can post them. My sincere thanks to all of you. It's very comforting to know that my mom touched so many of your lives as well as our lives. Obviously, we want to give Mom the nicest send-off possibly that we can. We're having her funeral tomorrow for family and friends up in Weston, Connecticut. My mom made numerous appearances on both the old show and the new show, and actually 40 segments Mom did with me, and I thought maybe 20, but then when we started counting and looking through our archives, there were 40 beautiful teaching segments, and we have put them all together, and we've made a little box set for our family members, and they're going to just love having the pierogi recipe, the meatloaf 101 recipe, the wonderful stuffed cabbage recipe, old family recipes as well as my mom's favorites. And so nicely our staff has put together a fitting tribute to Mother. Please take a look at this tape. I know you'll enjoy it.
Once upon a time, a girl with moonlight in her eyes.
My mother was born Harriet Martha Ruskowski in Buffalo, New York on September 16th, 1914.
I was christened Harriet. Translated into Polish, it was Władza. And I hated Harriet, so I went by my middle name, Martha. My mother and father both emigrated from Poland separately.
This is 1920, so Mom would be 6 years old.
I have a very vivid memory of myself in kindergarten. My father would hoist me up on his shoulders and take me to school. And I remember when we were skipping around the room, I couldn't skip. I sort of galloped like a pony. A teenager, we used to talk a lot. We used to go to the movies a lot. Movies were 10 cents.
Here's my mom when she first met my father. They met while they were taking a course at a college in New York State and fell in love. They eloped, but then had a formal wedding photograph taken.
In 1937, I wore a russet velvet dress, and my firstborn, Eric, was born the following May.
That's Eric, Martha, Frank, Dad, Mom, George, baby Laura, and Kathy.
I was home for 20 years, and then because the kids were growing up, they all wanted to go to college, I went back to teaching. I'm glad for my family. I'm glad that I'm with grandchildren whom I love, and they're around me.
I hope this gives you a better understanding of what my mom was like. A strong, lovely, thoughtful person, and really Mom was a great teacher. People ask me all the time, when and where and how did I learn how to do all these things?
Everything from your mother.
Well, it really was my mother who taught me so much when it comes to cooking.
Tuck the filling in, and you press.
And my mother's never fall apart.
There.
And see, she's done. I'm still struggling here. It looks real easy. It takes about
experience.
70 or so years of practice. And then you'll be as good a pierogi maker as my mom.
Thank you. Sophie?
Okay.
There you go, Soph. Let's see if you're as vigorous as Grandma.
Okay, you just roll it forward with your palms. It's
You have to
sticky.
press down hard.
It's fast. Let's go. Let's see you do it like Grandma.
Oh, it's so sticky. She has a touch.
You press with the heel of your hand and sort of automatically roll it back.
Oh, roll it backwards. backwards.
Grandma to the rescue.
All right.
Okay.
I think I'm pressing too far forward. That's it. Oh my.
See, you know what people ask me all the time? Did Martha learn everything she knows from you? So I say, of course, why I have to take the credit?
This is my mother, Big Martha, she's called in our family, but I've grown taller than she. You're not getting out of doing this. This is for you.
You have to hold it. And this is what we do to knead the dough.
It's fun to see your mom doing this.
Oh, is it?
What's your favorite Christmas cookie?
Oh, I still remember the old standards, the anise drops. Remember those?
Oh, I love those.
And the thumbprints.
Which are your favorites now?
Now? Well, since I'm not allowed to eat many cookies. They all taste good when I get them. Well, when Carter gets his box, he sure will be the popular boy in his dorm.
See, my mother's always thinking about her grandchildren. How many grandchildren now, Mother?
Well, I have 13 altogether.
At home, I remember we always had whole milk. When did you start getting skim milk?
When people started looking at their waistlines.
Nobody in our household watched their waistline.
We didn't have to at
After
this.
6 children, she was still wearing a size 10 dress. Yes, you were.
Cut that out.
I can't even fit into the dresses of yours from those days.
I hope that isn't on television.
It will be. Where have you been?
You want to know where I've been?
Yes.
Today?
Yeah.
I went to the Y,
Yes.
had my swimming and my water exercises. Then I came here to cook something with you. You know, when Grandma put her cream in, or when she thickens a gravy, she would, well, I'm going to show you,
Shake it.
do this.
Oh, yes.
Well, David, I'm afraid I haven't really mastered the many, many fine points of a computer. However, I find that it's wonderful for getting in touch with relatives and friends.
Of which you have quite a few, I understand.
Yes, yes.
So click the picture of the mailbox with the envelope.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you are a
Oh,
popular
my
woman.
goodness.
Well, why don't we open your sister's email, click twice on it, fast. Good, you did it.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
I'm glad you came again.
I wouldn't miss the blueberry segment.
Oh, no.
My favorite berry.
If you're going to use frozen blueberries,
Don't.
Oh, don't. Remember in Middlefield those great blueberries that grew up on the Skyline Trail? Do you
I'll never
remember?
forget.
They were big, huge blueberries.
Dad and I were picking blueberries, and all of a sudden I turned around and there's a cow right. I mean, it's silly and it's stupid to be scared of a cow, but she was right behind.
Happy birthday, Mom!
Oh, what a surprise. Thank you.
We never bought nuts already out of the shell. Every nut came to the house in the shell. Mom would start shelling late at night while my father played Scrabble on the kitchen table.
With himself.
But with himself, right?
My mother used to put the flour on the board, make a well in the center,
Like pasta dough almost.
and then she'd put her egg
Right.
and liquids in and work it.
But why don't you do it that way?
Well, it's much easier in the bowl.
Yeah, see, daughters never listen to their mothers. She's a much better kneader than I am. I never learned how to do it like that. No, never.
Oh, watch your mother. It's
Good?
so good.
It's your recipe, Mom. What do you expect? Susie Wall at Martha Stewart Letters Department did a whole analysis with our viewers and our readers. And guess what some of the most sought-after recipes have been?
What?
Stuffed cabbage, pierogi, your meatloaf. They love your recipes.
One of my favorite dishes.
Macaroni and cheese. Quite spicy. Too spicy for you?
You don't have to make something the same way each time. Oh, now I can taste the spice. Borscht is supposed to have a sour flavor. Over the years, I've always used sour salt, which is like citric acid.
So one of those little secrets that Mother has never showed me before. I never saw sour salt in our house, ever.
Well, this is an old Eller's. And I'll tell you in Polish, smacznego,
Smacznego.
meaning
Very delicious.
delicious.
Now, how do you say Happy Easter in Polish, Mother? I forgot.
Wesołego Alleluja.
Wesołego Alleluja. Dziękuję bardzo, Mother.
Proszę.
The other night, my mother and I were invited to dinner at Le Bernardin. A diner at a neighboring table jumped up when she saw my mom. She didn't greet me. She greeted Big Martha.
Another event that same evening that we went out to dinner, when we went to the show, the lady sitting in front of us turned around and gave me her playbill.
Oh.
And I said to her, "Do you want my daughter to sign it?" She says, "No, I want you to sign it." We can start with some leg exercises.
Right.
Extend one leg,
Pull the
bend
toe
over.
back. Now, you know this is a
Stretch.
great hamstring stretch.
Right.
Feels
Then
good.
to the side.
Uh-huh. And another stretch for the
then
hip and the groin.
Cross and just let it hang.
So that's your secret to your success. Absolutely. Well, you're doing great.
Have all your children done well?
Yes, my oldest son is a dentist.
Oh,
It's good to have a dentist in the family. My middle daughter is a teacher in Greenwich. Frank is an entrepreneur down in Alabama. George is a remodeler. He lives in Fairfield, Connecticut. And Laura does lots of Martha's
She writes the radio show.
scripts.
My sister's a writer. She's
Yeah.
great.
why do you call her Big Martha?
Well, she was Big Martha. She was in control. She was it. It's Big Martha's 91st birthday. Mom turned 92 over the weekend. And yesterday was my mom's 93rd birthday.
Once upon a time, the world was sweeter than new. Everything was ours. How happy we were then.
We made her breakfast. I remember making really elaborate breakfasts. Remember, we used to bring trays to your room?
And you know, I never really liked eating in bed.
I know.
Never come